I went through hundreds of Reddit discussions, GitHub repos, and community threads to find which Claude Code skills people actually use. Not the ones with the flashiest README, but the ones developers install, keep, and rely on daily. Over 1400 upvotes on one thread alone. Here are the real winners, backed by hundreds of field reports. Two skills dominate every single discussion: GSD, Get Shit Done, and Superpowers. The community is split, but the consensus is clear. They're the top tier, but for completely different use cases. Understanding when to use each is the difference between a smooth project and wasted tokens. GSD is for large, complex, iterative projects. Think building a full web app. You start with the UI, add Superbase, add authentication, add features one by one. GSD runs in phases. Each phase is a new iteration. It's slower than other skills, and that's by design. It has safety nets, rechecks, and a thoroughness that produces far better results on big builds. Install it locally to a project with npx get shit done ce at latest dash dash claude dash dash local. Then run slash gsd colon map codebase to pick up mid-flight. Over 140 upvotes. The community calls it golden. Superpowers is the opposite. Small to medium, well-defined projects. You know the final result from the start, like a Chrome extension that does one specific thing. Superpowers is fast, efficient, and has the best brainstorming mode of any skill. It plans with Opus and dispatches agents with Sonnet during execution. People use it for non-coding tasks too, building presentations, writing docs. One user said, I start every session with GrillMe, then proceed to Superpowers. That combo keeps coming up. The most mind-bending skill in the thread. A meta skill that watches your work sessions and automatically improves all your other skills, including itself. Built by a user named Rebelitics. It logs skill improvement opportunities, then applies them in scheduled autonomous sessions every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Over 600 improvements across 40 skills. It also recommends entirely new skills when it detects patterns with no existing skill. The repo is called One Skill to Rule Them All on GitHub. 190 upvotes. Multiple people called it transformative. The slash close pattern. This might be the most practical idea in the entire thread. You create a skill that runs at the end of every session. It scans for decisions, tasks, and learnings, updates your memory files, handles Git commits, generates a session log, and gives you a ready-to-paste session name. The next day, you don't have to rebuild context from scratch. Everything is persisted. One developer shared a three-phase close skill: retrospective, housekeeping, and close. The retrospective captures decisions and insights. Housekeeping, commits and logs. Close prints a summary. This pattern saves you from the most expensive thing in AI development: losing context between sessions. GrillMe. 15 upvotes might not sound like a lot, but the people who use it call it their most impactful skill by far. It interrogates you before you start building, asking sharp questions about what you actually want, edge cases you haven't considered, and decisions you need to make upfront. One user said, I start every session with a grill, then proceed to superpowers or whatever is needed. Matt Pocock's QA session is another favorite. It makes creating issues super easy and structured. 20 upvotes. His entire skill collection got praised as gold for SDD workflows. Now the Caveman skill. It promises token savings by making Claude respond in broken English. And the community debunked it hard. The consensus: It only saves tokens on the final output, which is a tiny fraction of your total usage. The real token cost is in the thinking process, which Caveman doesn't affect at all. 20 upvotes for the skill, 20 upvotes for the debunking. One user put it perfectly. The thinking tokens are not in Caveman. You are only saving tokens in the output you see. Don't fall for this one. The thread is a gold mine of specialized skills. Tonone, a plugin that ships 23 specialist agents as a team. Each owns a domain. Apex leads engineering. Forge handles infrastructure. Warden does security. Instead of one generic review skill, you get domain specific reviews. 7 upvotes. 57 design skills from Berkside, covering neumorphism, skeuomorphism, flat design, paper design. All open source MIT. A user named DataViz shared something wild. A skill that reverse engineers any website's private API endpoints by continuously fixing and updating itself. 165 upvotes. Then there's a slash last pick skill that grabs the last screenshot from your desktop when you report a UI issue. Simple, but the kind of workflow shortcut that saves you 10 seconds 50 times a day. The wildest custom skills. A developer built a stock trading skill using Docker and the Yahoo Finance API for swing trading on the Brazilian stock exchange. Real money, real trades. Gained 5% in a month while the index only rose 1.6%. A workout skill that detects when Claude has multi-step work to do and gives you exercises between steps. Superbase Sentinel for auditing your entire project for Superbase security flaws. An accountant verified tax skill for doing your returns. A logsec brain skill that synchronizes memories between sessions and devices. People are building skills for everything, not just coding. So here's the skill stack I'd recommend based on everything the community said. Tier 1. Install these today. GSD for large projects. Superpowers for small ones. Tier 2 Nui. High value additions. A close skill for session persistence. GrillMe for pre-session planning. And the meta skill for continuous improvement. Tier 3 Tul. Pick based on your work. Design skills if you do UI. QA Session if you manage issues. Domain specific skills for your stack. And skip Caveman. The token savings are a myth. Links to every skill mentioned are in the description. If you're using a skill I didn't cover, drop it in the comments. I'll feature the best ones in a follow-up. Subscribe for more Claude Code content. See you in the next one.